person who said I love you, I just want to let you know, I like you a lot, but I don't think I'm at a point in our relationship to really commit to anything. I'm not saying I want it to stop, but I just need to figure some things out. As they said, my name is Hayden, but my friends call me, "No, loser, you can't sit at this table." Comedy can be harsh sometimes. And the only thing to really remedy that is a good old dog. You know, man's best friend. Everybody loves dogs, except if you like a cat. They're polar opposites, you see. When you go home after a long day of work, you open up that door, and there the dog is, doing his little dance, you know? A cat, however, when you come home, it's just kind of sitting there on a couch like a 57-year-old chain-smoking housewife. Look who decided to show up, man! Get over here, you filthy animal, scratch behind my ears! So of course, you give in to your cat wife's demands. You pick her up, you don't want her to take the kids in the divorce after all. So once you grab her, you start petting that cat. If this were a dog, it would be a very simple transaction. You pet the dog, and it's having a good time, it's wagging its tail, it's licking your face. A cat, however, has a very strange way of showing its appreciation. You see, a cat has claws. And when a cat is feeling a good feeling, it will dig its talons into your flesh. And it will think to itself, "Oh yes, human. My pleasure is your pain." Cats are all sadists at heart. They just want to watch the world burn. This is why you see so many supervillains with cats. Dr. Evil, the Godfather. You never see Darth Vader walking around with a Pomeranian, do you? But I have a cat and a dog, and I'm going to miss them dearly when I graduate. I'm a senior. Next year, I will be attending New York University. Thank you. I'm not allowed to fan my ego, but you guys can. So I'm very excited to attend. I've been doing theater for most of my life. I've been doing improv. I'm doing comedy right now. I'm going to NYU, so of course I'm going to be majoring in history. Doesn't really make much sense. It's like going to the International House of Pancakes and ordering the burger. But I decided I will combine my love of history and my love of comedy tonight. And I will be doing a couple historical impressions for you today. They will all be presidents. Won't get too controversial. We'll actually start off with one of the most controversial presidents in history. That would be Richard Nixon. He was so controversial because he was actually the first bulldog to be elected president. So you really have to simulate his jowls that he had, you know? I'm openly welcome to this investigation, but this has never happened in American history. This is a witch hunt. This is an utter witch hunt. That will be a recurring theme tonight. And another president that has a very iconic way of speaking is Mr. Barack Obama.
My president!
Not too controversial, kids. Yeah, you can clap. But you know, Richard Nixon was a bulldog and Obama was a goldfish. Because, you know, every 10 seconds during his speeches, he kind of just forgot what he was saying. Me and Michelle, and the Congress of the United States would, Democrat something. And you know, love him or hate him, after Barack Obama, of course, was Senor Trump, or I mean Mr. Trump. He's quite the fellow. He's a very interesting way of speaking. I love my wife so much. And I want to say that there's never been an investigation like this in United States history. This is an utter witch hunt. Kind of needs to blow his nose if you can't tell. Then timeline mixed up. We have Mr. George W. Bush, and he's a very interesting fellow. He kind of talks like a Southern surfer, if that was a thing. People come up to me and they say, "Hey George, how'd you win the election?" And I go, "I don't really know. I swore Gore had it in the first half." You know, he also talks like he's a 5th grader doing his vocab definitions for homework. The United States and allies are going to take out any terrorists that do any terror. Yeah, Bush. That's what a terrorist is. They do terror. Thus the name. And then finally, we have a very entertaining president, to say the least, Mr. Billard Clinton. He's a very fun president to do impressions of. I love interns. I love... Calm down, okay. I love teaching them about the government. There's never been an investigation in U.S. history that is more like a witch hunt than this one. And finally, I did not have any inappropriate jokes in my stand-up routine. Thank you guys.